All right, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to the Edison Club. I'm your host, Mike. This past weekend was a Nintendo Switch tournament at Easy Gaming in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now, Greensboro is very fortunate because we have not one, but two local OTS stores, which are about 10 minutes from each other, roughly across town. So, this has actually given us the ability to have twice as many Edison monthlies as we were normally having. So everyone is very, very happy about that. So before we get started with today's duel, as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really just motivates me to keep going, getting better at the game, as well as content creation. Also, while you're here, head on down to the video description and follow the links I have posted there to the other Edison format content creators. Odds are, if you like what I make, you'll like what they make as well. So on today's duel video, we have Tethys Fairies on the left versus some kind of frog deck on the right. I'm actually not 100% sure what frog variant it is. Now we have a ton of different frog variants, so who knows what this could be. I just know it has frogs in it. So we're off here today, guys. And let's see what happens. So we have a Hecatrice pitch, which is going to add Valhalla. And sometimes you're going to see like some flashes on the screen. I don't really know what caused that during these recordings. So Valhalla gets activated, Tethys gets dropped, and Tethys says if you draw a fairy, you can reveal it and draw again. That's not once per turn. So if you draw a fairy, you reveal, draw until you hit spell or trap. So yeah, this is a pretty scary combo going first if you can't clear it. So you need to be able to out this very quickly, because if she sticks around, you can basically just sculpt a very nice hand off of a single Tethys being on the field. So let's see how we're able to answer this as the frog player. So we have normal summon Substitute, immediately tribute off Substitute, going to summon out what I would assume to be Swap Frog. Swap Frog is going to trigger, going to send a level 2 or lower Aqua monster from the deck or field to the graveyard. There goes Treeborn Frog. So unless something crazy happens, it doesn't look like Tethys is going to be removed from the field this turn, which could be bad for frogs here if they're able to get into multiple copies of Herald of Orange Light, essentially just by picking them up for free. So we have Swap Frog returning himself to the hand. Set 3 back row. Now maybe this is something like Trap Frog. So draw for turn, it's Shining Angel, reveal to draw, and I guess it wasn't a fairy. But still, even though you didn't get to go like super deep, draw a ton of cards, you basically just got a free draw phase. So in phase we have double legacy activation. That tracks. Now he does still have this other set back row. It's going to be blocking him out of activating Treeborn Frog's effect. So it looks like we have I believe that is 1-for-1 coming down. It's going to summon any level 1 monster from the deck. Out comes another Substitute. Very curious what that other set back row is. Maybe it's a card like Bottomless or Torrential or something. Here comes another copy of Substitute. So we're going to tribute Toad for Toad. It's going to allow us to basically go through and just get all the frogs out of our deck and end on a dupe block. I'm assuming at this point the fairy player does not have Herald of Orange Light, or that Substitute would have immediately gotten heralded and probably would have just been the end of the frog player's turn. Now we have Uni Frog. It's going to be good because this can... Actually, never mind, this cannot. So he's going to attack directly with Uni Frog, and he's going to destroy Valhalla, which is actually illegal. So unfortunately, that is an illegal play because Substitute is not a frog monster. Uni Frog only gets to destroy a spell or trap if you control another frog. So unfortunately, illegal play here from the frog player. I guess that he could have just, if he's going to full dupe block, he could have just substituted, for dupe there. But I guess he only would have had dupe plus Uni Frog. But yeah, a lot of people forget that Substitute, it's not a frog. I mean, it looks like a frog. I mean, I think that it is a frog, but unfortunately, its name is Substitute. So I guess he misses on the Tethys draw. We're not really getting to go very deep draw with Tethys right now. But the fairy player is walling up, which can be hard for frogs to get through sometimes. So in phase we have Threatening Roar, or I guess end of main phase we have Threatening Roar. It's going to unlock the ability to use Treeborn Frog here. I guess that he just realized that he's never going to attack. I have MST targeting Set Call the Haunted. And I don't know why this is flashing. This is very, very strange. I really have no clue. So we have Ryza coming down, spinning back the Tethys, and then attacking a set monster. I feel like maybe if you know this is fairies, some kind of fairy deck, maybe you spin back a set and then kill the Tethys. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just the Lightsworn guy, you know. So be very curious to see what he ends up getting here. Yeah, so if you have any suggestions as to what that like occasional flicker on the screen is, please let me know, because I've never had this happen before. This was the first time I've ever seen that happen in any of the Duel videos that I've done. I'm still relatively new to actually going and recording IRL gameplay. So I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the camera. I really don't know. But we have Shining Angel. It's going to float into Honest, which is going to get Honest into rotation here. Passing turn here. Now, I don't know how well Fairies can deal with the dupe lock. Honest gets returned to the hand. And set a back row and pass. Okay, so now Frogs can kind of start working through this. All he really needs to do is like summon a Swap Frog, return or dump something from deck if he has anything left, or he can even send one of the dupe frogs on the field if he wants to be able to get back his Uni Frog, and just like really start softening up the field. Start cycling stuff with Swap Frog returning to your hand, the Ryza, and just put him on never be able to set monsters. I definitely feel like that's really strong here. So we have Swap Frog coming down. Swap returns Ryza. And maybe if I was going to go and attack anyway, you know, maybe I would have Swap Frogged my own dupe for the Uni Frog. You know, you like bounce back the swap. I really don't know what the correct play is there. Definitely using Swap to just continuously recycle Ryza is probably where you want to be against like Fairies, because unless they have Orange Light, they're not going to be able to like answer this. Here comes Cyber Valley, which is completely fine. Brain Control of Dupe Frog, which is also, you know, this is fine. This is still 0 pressure. So he's going to banish both of those, get to draw 2. Looks like a little bit of a discrepancy there, trying to figure out, does Cyber Valley banish both? It does if you use its draw 2 effect. It only banishes itself if you use the battle phase effect. So if you're watching this and you're new to Frogs, don't forget that Swap Frog can send frogs you control to the graveyard. So Ryza is going to come down, target the back row, which is Torrential, which means that Dupe Frog is going to miss timing here. Dupe Frog will not be able to recur a frog. I hope he's not going to recur a frog. Okay, he did not recur a frog, thankfully. I know that his name is Michael West. He's still a little bit new to Frogs, so I don't think that he tried to like cheat with the substitute Uni Frog thing. I think that's just a thing all new Frog players do. So here is like some deep draws with Tethys. I think that was a Jar of Greed. Yep. So you get to draw like 2 additional cards off of that Jar of Greed. So yeah, very, very strong. It's basically Pot of Greed there. So here comes Shining Angel. Now I can start going in for some damage. Do we have a Gores? Do we have a Fader or anything? We're just going to, nope, just take it. I did decide to bust out both of the Edison Club mats for the stream to play on at this tournament. I think it turned out really clean. Down comes the Treeborn Frog, and right now is when you kind of want something like Dark Dust Spirit or something maybe. Caius is good. Ryza is good. I think the other Ryza he had did get sent to grave off of the Torrential. So here comes Tribute Treeborn. Oh, this is for enemy controller. Okay. Enemy controller, Tribute Treeborn, take control of Tethys, bring back Treeborn. Second Econ, taken. Okay. So he took the whole field, and now Light and Darkness Dragon is on the field. Now, I don't know if both players know this, but the Honest in the Fairy player's hand can be used to just put Lad to 0, or to the lowest point of negation, and then it can just attack right over it. So we'll see if they're wise to the Honest trick around Light and Darkness Dragon. Looks like maybe we have, looks like they're maybe looking up a ruling. I'm still playing my round 1 at this time, so I haven't walked over yet. I think I'll walk over and catch like the very end of this match. I'm still curious as to what this flickering is. Okay, maybe the card's foreign, so he had to pull up a translation of it. That might be what it is. Maybe his card is foreign. Maybe they're trying to figure out if Lad can negate Valhalla on the field. I don't believe that it can. I think it only prevents card activations. I don't think it prevents like card effect activations like that. So Heavy Storm is going to come down, take one of the negates off. Now, I don't think the Fairy player is aware of Honest being able to just immediately put Lad to nothing. That's very important to be able to know. That's like one of the cards that I'm just not afraid of at all because I play Lightsworn, and either it goes to nothing because of in-phase mill effects, or it goes to nothing because of Honest. So I think maybe they're trying to decide, can he activate Valhalla like X number of times to put Lad to nothing? So I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. This is sometimes round 1, especially when you have cards that aren't commonly played. So I guess he tries to activate Valhalla. It gets sent to grave off of Lad, which I still don't think that's correct. I could be wrong. I usually know my way around rulings with Light and Darkness Dragon pretty well. But yeah, Honest can definitely out Light and Darkness Dragon. None of this should have happened. His end board basically would have been whatever he pulls back off of Light and Darkness Dragon, which could be a Frog. It could be Ryza. Here comes a Shura Priest. Okay, so he went summon Ashura Priest in phase. Ashura Priest returns to hand, gets negated, so that takes 3 negates off of Light and Darkness Dragon. Lad attacks directly for 1,300. Passes back over to Fairies. Looks like he's going to banish 2. Is this for Soul Purity? Yep, Soul Purity and Light comes down. So this Fairy guy's got just like a little bit of everything in there. I saw in a later round, he was actually playing Neo Parshath the Sky Paladin, which that card's absolutely crazy. So Lad gets destroyed by Soul Purity. Lad is going to be able to reborn back something. Whatever he chooses. So Lad revives back Ryza. Then we have a Tribute Summon Tethys. Because we do have to remember he does still have Honest in his hand. So he can protect this Tethys. Econ take control of Tethys. Attack with both. Gores gets dropped on one of them. Now, he can summon Swap Frog if it's still in his hand and just bounce Tethys. But he's going to go, okay, this is just as good. Caius banished the Gores for 1,000 burn damage. And looks like Frogs take game 1. Okay, so hopefully we get through game 2 without as many little oversights as we had in game 1. Like I said, guys, I know that the Frog guy is relatively new to Edison, as well as Frogs in general. I don't know a lot about the Fairy guy. I do know that this guy showed up to the very first, or one of the very first, Edison tournaments that we had at my locals. He was playing Ancient Gear and just bodying everyone that he played against. So I feel like he is a pretty good player. Just didn't maybe know the very niche ruling of Honest versus Light and Darkness Dragon, which if you're not used to playing those cards, I guess why would you? So definitely be very curious to see who ends up taking this one. It's a very slow matchup, very back and forth, floaters. You don't really want to have floaters versus Monarchs, though, because if you're just setting Shining Angels, setting Nova Summoners, that's like just open season for any kind of Frog deck, honestly. Shoutouts once again to Easy Gaming for hosting this event. If you're ever in the Greensboro area, I highly suggest you check out both Easy Gaming and Picante TCG for all of your Edison needs. Here we go again with this this flashing that I have no idea what's going on and what's happening. I just know it's very annoying because I tried to provide very quality content for my viewers, and I'm just not very happy. I really hope that not every round has this flashing going on. Okay, so I assume we have Fairies going first. He's not on that go second technology. So once again, we have the game 2 starting off the same way as game 1. Hecatrice is going to search for a copy of Valhalla. And let's see if he has the Tethys. Or he could have something even worse. He could just immediately summon Christia right now. I feel like that's the scariest part of this deck. Yep, here comes Christia. Just immediately just drops. And how quickly Frogs have to pick up to make sure Christia can come out. Yep, it does not have to be summoned by its own effect. It can just come out off of Valhalla or Call of the Haunted or even just be tribute summoned. So not what you want to be staring down when you face Frogs, especially not, or when you're playing Frogs facing a different deck, especially not on turn 1. From all my time playing Christia Sworn, I can definitely tell you that it's very, very good against Frogs. And it's so incredibly rare to ever turn 1 at Christia. It has happened. I'm not going to say it hasn't. But Valhalla Fairies can just do it so easily. Here comes Breaker the Magical Warrior. It's going to be able to destroy Valhalla, which is fair. Because if he doesn't get rid of Valhalla, it's going to make dealing with Christia even harder. Because every time he kills Christia, it goes back to the top of deck, only to be resummoned off of Valhalla for free the very next turn. So we have a couple set back rows here from Fairies. Let's see, is he going to attack after he set, or is he just going to choose not to attack? I feel like you probably just attack, right? Yeah, he chose to set and then attack, which is a little strange. I'm always curious what people think when they do that. Just one time, I would like to see someone get punished by Mavcat with this. So we have Econ switch to defense, and he discarded a fairy from his hand. I assume he had Herald of Greenlight. That would be the only reason that you would ever do that. So Herald of Greenlight. Now we've got some Legacy of Yada activations going on. I still don't really know what variant of Frogs this is. I'm just assuming at this point it's just Frog Monarch because we didn't see anything different. We didn't see any heroes. We didn't see Death Frog. We didn't see, Dandelion. So I don't think it's Forgs. We have Legacy from the other player. It's actually pretty smart with the draw traps with Tethys, because I never really even thought about that. Like being able to trigger Tethys on your opponent's turn off of draw traps to just kind of make it where you don't really care if the card makes it back to you or not is pretty crazy. Down comes Ashura Priest yet again, and in a later round of this tournament that unfortunately was not on the stream, this same player summoned Ashura Priest, attacked into a Blackwing Armed Wing, dropped double Honest, and then attacked into a Greffer for game. So 8,400 damage all in 2 swings. Ashura Priest was actually something I had initially thought about when the Gigavice deck was becoming very popular, because Ashura Priest with Honest can just clear Titanial Stardust and Gigaplant, and the Gigaplant they bring out off of Supervise. So definitely glad to see someone being on the tech. And it looks like we might be seeing a game 3 here, guys. This Christia has just gotten way too many turns worth of advantage. Like, he really needs something like a Soul Exchange or a Mirror Force, Regeki Break. He definitely has outs to Christia. He just has to see them. So here comes Unifrog. He's going to attack for 400, get met with Mirror Force. Unifrog, once again, would not have been able to clear anything. So we have Christia attacking and Ashura Priest attacking. Ashura Priest returns to the hand. This is pretty good too, just because he always has that Ashura Priest. He's just going to scoop it up. No outs to Christia. Man, Christia, turn 1 Christia against Frogs is absolutely insane. I was actually talking to some friends, and we kind of thought that maybe the way the meta is now, that a deck like Valhalla Fairies could actually be good, just because of its ability to just do exactly what this guy did. Activate Valhalla, special Christia. Either you answer it or the game is over. So I definitely respect it. I think it's very, very cool. I feel like if someone could cook a fairy deck that doesn't involve setting bad recruiter fairies, but also takes advantage of Valhalla, that it would be some major cooking, especially right now. Because if you play against the combo decks, they just can't deal with Christia, especially not one that just drops for free, that if they clear it, it just comes right back the next turn. So we have a game 3 on our hands here, and I assume we will have Frogs going first. We have set 1 and set 2, so we probably got like a dupe frog and some draw traps back there more than likely. Let's see what Fairies does to clean this up. Set 1 back row, in phase MST, which is torrential, so very good for frogs here. Tribute Dupe Frog, summon Des Frog. Dupe Frog will miss timing off of this, so hopefully we don't have a Dupe Frog search. Dupe Frog misses timing off of basically everything unless it's destroyed by battle or sent by Swap Frog's effect. So we have Des Frog attacking for 1900, and he does have Gores. He does have Gores, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's something you have to be mindful of. Just because he's at torrential doesn't mean he doesn't have Gores. So if you can't afford, I always say if you can't afford the Gores, you get to control when that card hits the field. You know, like if you can't answer it via Celestia or, Caius, or you have like a Mirror Force or something, like just don't attack, because that's how that card ends up ending games is so here comes Caius. It's going to be able to banish. Ooh, and it's going to get hit with Herald of Orange Light. That's definitely going to put the frog player behind some. So we have a back row set, which is hopefully Mirror Force. Switch the token to attack mode. Threatening Roar to survive. I probably would have just ate this, honestly, depending on what he has, because you might need that Threatening Roar to ensure that you get Tribute Fodder down the line. So I'll definitely like to use life as a resource as much as I can. So Tribute Summon Gores for Ryza. This is when I walk up, I believe, and they're asking, can you Ryza that token? And once again, Herald of Orange Light is going to negate a Monarch. That's 2 turns in a row. Absolutely insane for that many Heralds to be activated. Here comes the token swinging out again. 1900 token off of the Des Frog direct attack. And let's see. Here comes Swap Frog. He's went this whole game with no access to Treeborn Frog. So it's, once again, not where you want to be as a frog player. I feel like this matchup is actually kind of abysmal for frogs. Just already losing to Christia on top of just having literally free recyclable Christia just drop every single turn. Pot of Avarice is going to come down. I don't know. Maybe this is Forgs. I don't know. Maybe it is. Because we did see Des Frog. Now we see Avarice. So maybe this is the Forgs deck. I think it's so stupid how you can sub-combo, randomly just stop at Des Frog, kill something, and then just continue going into dupe block. Especially when you play against decks like Lightsworn or Black Wings that have Honest and Collude, and you just don't care if they use those cards because it's just a neg. Because Substitute will prevent Des Frog from being destroyed by battle. So we have Swap Frog sticking around this time till the end phase, not returning to the hand. Brain Control the Swap Frog. Normal summon the Tethys. Or Tribute summon the Tethys, rather, over the Swap Frog. And we can attack with both. Do we have a Gores or a Battle Fader? Here is Gores. Both players walking into Gores. Only one card in hand from the Fairy player this time, so we know that there's not Orange Light, which would have been absolutely absurd for there to be a third copy of Herald of Orange Light. Definitely glad that he had Gores, because I think it would have been game if he didn't. Here comes, I believe that is Junk Synchron, bringing back the Swap Frog. Is going to be able to make either Catastor, Android, or Junk Warrior. Hopefully not Sea Dragon Lord Gashildan. Please, not Sea Dragon Gashildan. Okay, Catastor. Play around Honest, because actually both monsters on field are able to be Honested, because the Gores token is in fact a light monster, which I get a lot of people with a lot of the time because they don't realize it's a light monster. So killing a token now. Attacking with Gores, and this one's probably going to be about over, guys. Curious as to what his back row is. I think it might be a draw trap. He's picking it up and looking at it a lot. Maybe he's considering just conceding. Let's see if Fairies can get over this. Here comes Nova Summoner. Nova Summoner is going to attack into, I believe that was the token. So what's he going to be able to get here? Because Catastor can basically clean up anything that gets summoned. I don't know if his plan is to try to like get enough fairies to summon Christia. I feel like he's well over Christia at this point. Shining Angel is also going to run in. I'm very curious as to what's going to end up happening here. Okay, so Cyber Valley to try to live through a game. Okay, all right, that makes sense. I really wasn't sure where this was going. Mind Control the Catastor, banish both to draw 2. Set a back row, and let's see, does he have anything to stop it? Mirror Force, once again, getting someone back into the game. Gores and Mirror Force, man, this is just going crazy. So we have a Substitoad normal summon, which is going to be able to summon out any frog. Substitoad is so broken, man. How is Mind Master at 1, but Substitoad is at 3? Defense position Dupe Frog, which is going to be good. And a T set from Fairies. I imagine he's probably low enough where like just a Caius banish himself is probably enough for game. Oh, we have Mask of Restrict. And we have Heavy Storm. Does he... Caius? Yep, let's see. And he... I don't know if he... Yeah, I guess he just banishes the set and then attacks for game. Okay, all right, good enough. That does it. All right, guys, that is round 1. Make sure you pay attention and check back later in the week as I will be posting all of the rounds from this event. Thank you all for watching. This is Mike from the Edison Club, signing out until the next one.